Yes, may I invite Itto now to give her presentation? Yes.
The chairman of SPLM and commander-in-chief of SPLA, Dr. John Garang Demabio, and his delegation, distinguished guests, friends of the Sudanese people, the Sudanese living in UK, ladies and gentlemen, I feel very honored to be with you at the marking of this very important occasion. I would like to inform you that I may be the only lady with the gentleman here, but I bring along greetings and love from the Sudanese people, especially children and women. They asked me to remind you that war or conflict is like a snake that enters into your house. What people normally do in the first instance is to take cover or run away for security. But nobody leaves their home for a snake. They normally go grab a stick and come and beat and kill the snake, throw it out and come to live comfortably with them. I would like to tell you this is their message, that you still have responsibility towards them, that they expect you to come and take a stick, and this stick may be advocacy, this stick may be education, which we in the Sudan are fighting for, education for girls first and for everybody. Your stick could be investment. Your stick could be contribution towards building the machinery that is required to make the new Sudan. Because it will never happen alone. Once the enemy and the oppressor is not there, you have to complete the objective. Justice, peace, and liberation for all. And that requires all of us. In 5 minutes, I can't say all that I would have loved to, but I have a list of things that if anybody has time to come and pick up, that we are promoting, particularly for the communities, for the civil society, and for the women who are central to the liberation struggle. We are central to the Sudanese society, whether in time of peace or in time of war. We take care of the children, we produce food, we are forced to provide shelter and security, and when we go to our farms, we meet landmines, we are bombed, we are shot using helicopter guns. If you have been listening to news, unfortunately I don't have pictures now, you would listen, you would have heard of the suffering, the drowning of pregnant women in the river as they're being chased by the thoughtless, heartless regime. SPLM has come a long way. It has provided political space for women to develop, but we also have a long way to go. Women cannot do it alone. In our liberation struggle, we have to go hand in hand, helping each other and never losing the way. Thank you very much.
Dr. John Garang Demabio, Chairman of SPLM, SPLA, ladies and gentlemen, I am pleased to be with you today in this great hall and participate in the discussion on the future of our country. But first of all, before I get to it, I would like to congratulate you, particularly those whose heart has been expressed by our elder, Gordon Motat, expression he made on unity. I'm here to assure you that when we sign the January 6th declaration on unity between the two movements, I'm here to assure you that this is a fact. This is what we have longed for. And if there is somebody who has been doubting, please let him take it that the liberation struggle has united. Like any other people who had struggled for freedom and justice, there are always bound to be differences. And they could be deep, they could be profound, but they are also subtle. I believe that this was what happened in 1991, when there were differences on conceptualization, on the objective of the struggle, and also on issues such as democracy, human rights. I want to assure you that we have agreed to forget and forgive. I said we have agreed to forget the past and start a new chapter. And in this, we hope peace shall come to our country soon. And let me talk a little bit about peace. You know, in 1997, we attempted to make peace with the present regime. But those who were in Sudan and anybody who has been following has also noted that the present regime is not serious about bringing about a peaceful settlement to the conflict in the Sudan. In that 1997, we had concentrated on one single issue, the issue of self-determination to the people of Southern Sudan. Because we looked at it, that the conflict is basically Southern. And if the people of Southern Sudan are ceded the right to exercise self-determination, then the whole Sudan will end. I still believe that this is the issue. But does the regime in Khartoum see it that way? No, it doesn't. Although, when the regime came to power, it floated the idea that if the South wants exercise of self-determination, they would be ready. We have tested the regime. We feel it did not honor its side of the agreement. Not because self-determination is a difficult issue. Even if the process we signed with the present regime, if it did not contain self-determination, I think the regime would have still dishonored it. Because the Sudan has other issues on which the war is fought today. Democracy. Our country lacked democracy. Despite the trust we made so that the country goes to democracy before exercise of any self-determination, the regime even resisted. We know its record. We know its record of terrorism not only in the south, but also in the north. We know its record of trying to Islamize the whole country, even those who are Muslims, if their brand is different. The regime wants to see that it takes its Islamic thought, even if you are a Muslim. So in Sudan we have these problems. What should we do? If that regime qualified to bring peace in the country? Not because I differed with them, but I answered, I said it's not qualified. It cannot honor its agreements. It cannot stomach the idea of democratization happening in the country. It's bent to rule the country single-handedly. But today we see that there are some overtures that some countries are also dealing with, on the basis that it is cooperating on the international terrorism aspect. But are the issues of Sudan only international terrorism? We have the war in the south now has engulfed the whole country. There is lack of democracy. The people are being displaced from their own locations because the regime wants to exploit oil. So what do we do? My answer is, the regime must go. It's non-negotiable that will make a change. We have tried. In that agreement, if it were serious, peace would have come. But it is not serious. But we have a big task to do. The world sees the struggle is united. One reason which this regime could have used, the struggle is now united. Still the world sees that it does not have an alternative. Can we not provide an alternative instead of trying to do the impossible of reforming the regime from inside? I believe we can do that. It only needs us to correctly identify the issues that make the Sudanese people disagree. One fundamental issue is the war in the south, is the political demand of the people of the south. The other fundamental issue is the restoration of democracy. Can we in the opposition provide an alternative? I believe we can do that. If we can reach a basic minimal program in all the opposition sector, not only in the SPLM, but also in the NDA. And this is the challenge today, that we must discuss among ourselves, individuals, political groups, political movements, to come up with a viable alternative. And this, as I said before, is a necessity. It is not transforming the regime into, or making the regime transform itself into an alternative. We have tried it. And I believe Sadiq al-Mahdi, with the 1 year he has gone in, he has tried. Therefore, today our challenge is, can we make that? Well, I throw it is a debate. And since I have made that point, I don't need to go ahead. Thank you very much.